excited to share this with you guys today. But essentially, we want to start with kind of like what our vision is with the Waynesboro Area School District and this program, First Choice VIP. Essentially, you know, we made this decision to start down this path because we want to ensure that all of our learners have access to that high quality Waynesboro Area School District curriculum with the flexibility to learn from at any time, anywhere. So, you know, there are some students who prefer to learn at home, and we want to make sure that we're meeting their needs and where they are and meeting the family's needs. So with that being said, we want to highlight some very specific things that we're really excited about that our program offers. That's a little bit different than some of the other cyber schools that you hear about that might advertise on TV or you hear them advertising on the radio. So one thing that we're really, really proud of with this program is that all of our teachers are Pennsylvania certified, highly qualified teachers. And when I say that, I mean 100% of our teachers. Some of the out of district cyber schools that you hear about on TV, those tuition-free cyber schools, they aren't held to the same standards that we are held to as a local school district. So they're not required to hire all highly qualified Pennsylvania teachers. So when you enroll in one of those programs, they're only required to have 75% of their teachers be Pennsylvania certified and highly qualified. So there's a chance that your child might have a teacher that lives in California that may not necessarily have the same level of understanding and depth of knowledge that our teachers have with the Pennsylvania content and the Pennsylvania standards. And they also don't have that same local community aspect that our teachers have. Our teachers are part of our community. And part of this program, as we go through and talk about some of the components that we are offering is, you know, our First Choice VIP students are part of our school community, and they're going to have some opportunities to interact within that community as well. The other thing that we're obviously really proud of is that these students are going to get that same Waynesboro Area School District curriculum that they would get if they were sitting here at the school with us. They're just going to be receiving it virtually from wherever the location is that they're coming and joining us from. The other thing is that we have really user-friendly, easy to use online platforms. K to 5, our learners will be using what's called Aubrey Classroom, where at the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade level, those learners will be using Schoology. Both are really user-friendly, easy to use, and we do have that support to help you through that process as well. And again, at any point in time while I am talking, please feel free if you have questions that you want to ask a little bit more about or some more clarity, please enter those questions within the chat, okay? And Mrs. Eberhardt is monitoring the chat so we can answer any of those questions you may have. So this particular program, what's wonderful about this program is it's a blend of what we call synchronous and asynchronous instruction. So when we say synchronous, we mean live. So your child would be getting that face-to-face connection with the teacher. And that's really the time that the teachers are going to utilize to deliver that new instruction. And that was designed very intentionally. We believe it is very powerful to have that personal relationship with the teacher, but also allow our learners the opportunity to ask questions, engage in discussion, and all of those wonderful things. And then with that, there will be asynchronous work, which is that anytime work that we're talking about that your child essentially could be completing at any time. Okay. And additionally, all of our learners, as needed, would have access to that remediation, that support, that enrichment, the same as they would get here within the building. And one thing that was really nice about this program this year is the opportunity to socialize and engage with their peers and with their teachers through field trips that they may have or activities that they have. Now, obviously, that's dependent upon the learner's grade level. Activities that we might have at the kindergarten grade level might differ from what's in the middle school and 8th grade. But even so, your child would have access to all of those things. Mrs. Eberhardt and I had a meeting today with some of our elementary VIP teachers who are very excited about this and have big plans for how they want to engage your learners and socialize and build that relationship with them. Okay, so when I talk about that synchronous live instruction, I think it's important to point out to parents when we say live, the live instruction would differ from the asynchronous instruction. And as I previously mentioned, there'll be interaction with the teacher and the peers, but this really is that time where the teachers are delivering that new content that your child may not have been exposed to before. And then that live instruction allows that engagement to answer questions, provide clarity, provide additional support to your child so that we can ensure that they're learning the content that they need to. And then that synchronous instruction will occur with a consistent daily schedule. So if they're meeting live with their teacher every day, like let's say at 10 o'clock, it's every day at 10 o'clock. It's not going to change. We want to make sure that we're consistent for you as families and for your child. And then that asynchronous work, that's that independent work that your child can complete at any time. And that's really utilized for the guided practice and that application of skills to give your child that extra practice to make sure they're mastering the skills that they need. And that is provided daily, but obviously that's based on the content that's being taught. So that's really contingent upon what those activities might be, is really contingent upon what they're learning in math or what they're learning in ELA. Okay, and that could change and fluctuate on a daily basis. Every one of our first choice virtual learners will be provided with a Chromebook and a high quality protective case, as well as our learners and families will have access to our technology help desk as much as needed as issues arise with technology. We'll also be providing ample resources to families and also to students to help with developing some of those tech skills that might be needed to support the learner as they're engaging within the educational environment virtually. And then again, the learners would have access to all of our district online platforms and programs that we have here within the district. So when it comes to entering the VIP program here at the district, we do have a rubric, a criteria that we're looking at. And really what we're looking at is a couple of different things. And the reason being is we want to make sure that our learners that are entering this program are going to be successful. And that if we need to put additional supports into place right off the bat to support that learner, that we're aware of that and we're able to do so. So the criteria that we're really looking at, number one is obviously attendance. It's obviously really important that you're completing your work and you're attending to it daily. So we're looking at last year only the tardies and early dismissals that your child may have accumulated, as well as any absences. And just be aware, we're not looking at educational trips, medically excused absences due to illness, or if your child may perhaps have been placed in quarantine. None of those types of days would ever count against your child entering this program. We're also looking at your child's course grades in ELA, math, science, social studies, and writing, those core classes, as well as making sure all updated documents that are required by the state of Pennsylvania are in place and within your child's CUME folder. Okay, so when you make a decision, if you're interested in enrolling your child in First Choice VIP, the enrollment form that you would need to complete is located on our district webpage. And if you'll note there on the screen, there is a tab in the upper right-hand corner of the district webpage that is entitled First Choice VIP. On that page, you will locate the enrollment Google form that you would complete to enroll your child. And the deadline for enrollment is July 28th. Now, there is the opportunity later in the school year that we would offer for a child to enter this program. However, those will be during very specific windows of time. Okay, children will only be able to enter this program at the beginning of the year now, or at the end of the quarter at the secondary level, the grades 6 through 8, or at the trimester here at the elementary level. So just keep that in mind, that for the bulk of our grade levels, the next entry window for this will not be rolling around until about November. Okay. Now, if your child perhaps attended an out-of-district cyber school last year and is not currently a Waynesboro Area School District enrolled student, that's okay. And they still can enroll in this program and come back to the Waynesboro Area School District. What we would need you to do is go to that tab on the district webpage and fill out the First Choice VIP enrollment form, as well as look on the district website and access the Central Enrollment tab. You will have to complete that Central Enrollment process as well to get your child enrolled back into the Waynesboro Area School District. But that process, we have a lot of wonderful ladies working at our central office that can see you through that. It's a really user-friendly process. If that is something that you would have to do, there is an email here that's registration at wasdpa.org that you can send any questions or any problems that you may have, and they'll give you a call and help you through that. Okay. And one really nice thing that we have within the district that Mrs. Eberhardt is kind of spearheading are our family ambassadors. So with that being said and offering support, I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Eberhardt just for a minute because we do have these wonderful family ambassadors that are designed to support our families within the district. So I'm going to give it over to her just to briefly talk about that.
Well, welcome everyone. We're so glad that you're here. I just wanted to touch base. I am in charge of the Learner and Family Success team. My role in the district is to work with the families who are currently out on cyber charter schools or who are looking to come back to the Waynesboro Area School District. We want you to know that we feel that you're a vital part of the community. We feel that you're part of the Waynesboro Area School District, and we want to encourage you and invite you back. Additionally, we will be offering supports at each building. We call those folks family ambassadors, and I'm meeting with a great group of teachers, several from each building tomorrow, to talk about what we could do to provide support for each and every family who would be interested in reaching out and coming back to the Waynesboro Area School District.
Perfect. Thank you, Mrs. Eberhardt.
Mm-hmm.
So after the enrollment process, your home building administrator will reach out to you and they'll review the criteria and let you know whether your child is a good candidate or not. Hopefully everybody's child will be a good candidate. After that, all learners and families will be invited to a required orientation meeting, which that meeting is really designed to get into a lot of the nitty-gritty, the daily schedules, different things like that to support you and give you a lot of information prior to the start of the school year. In addition to that, we will also be offering the opportunity for our learners to attend a open house where they will get to meet your child's teacher so that you both can meet them, ask them questions that you may have, kind of put a face to that name to get your learner prepared for the year. If you have additional questions after this presentation that we haven't answered, you are more than welcome to submit them to our email address, which is fcvip@wasdpa.org. I know Mrs. Eberhardt was monitoring the chat.
Mm-hmm.
If you would have questions that you feel comfortable, asking, you're welcome to unmute yourself. You're welcome to enter them in the chat. But if you do feel more comfortable, you are welcome to submit them through the email as well. And then just to kind of put some faces to some names for everyone, obviously you have myself and Mrs. Eberhardt here as part of our First Choice VIP leadership team. We also have the support of Mrs. Danielle McFern. She is our supervisor of data and quality management within the Waynesboro Area School District. She oversees that central enrollment process. So she is a resource for you as well. We also have Mrs. Megan McGuire, who is our coordinator of our technology and resources to accelerate learning. So she really is our guru with technology that is supporting, this program, but also the learning here within the building as well.